Another day, another story. Welcome to Scary World, where we explore the darkest mysteries and the most haunted places on Earth. The sinking of the RMS Titanic is one of the most iconic maritime disasters in history, a tragedy that continues to captivate our collective imagination more than a century later. The ill-fated voyage of the Unsinkable ship, marked by opulence and hubris, ended in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic on the night of April 15, 1912. Claiming the lives of over 1,500 passengers and crew members. While many aspects of the Titanic disaster have been thoroughly documented, several mysteries surrounding the incident still persist to this day. The Titanic's unsinkable reputation, overconfidence or engineering flaws. At the heart of the Titanic mystery lies the question of how a ship that was hailed as unsinkable could meet such a tragic fate. The Titanic was designed with multiple watertight compartments, and its builders touted its ability to stay afloat even if several of these compartments were breached. Yet, the ship struck an iceberg on that fateful night, leading to its eventual sinking. One theory suggests that the iceberg was larger than initially believed, causing more extensive damage to the ship's hull than the designers had accounted for. Another theory is that the quality of the steel used in constructing the Titanic was subpar, leading to brittleness and vulnerability upon collision with the iceberg. The ship's speed at the time of impact, combined with inadequate lookouts, has also been blamed for the inability to avoid the collision. The mystery of the missing binoculars. Could they have saved the Titanic? One of the lesser-known mysteries of the Titanic disaster centers around a pair of binoculars that may have been critical in preventing the collision. According to reports, the Titanic's crow's nest lookout, Frederick Fleet, did not have access to binoculars that night. These binoculars were allegedly locked in a cupboard, and the key had been misplaced. Fleet's inability to spot the iceberg in time without binoculars has led some to wonder whether the tragedy could have been averted if he had been equipped with the necessary tools. This particular mystery has spurred debates and speculations about negligence and the role of human error in the disaster. The fateful iceberg. Could the Titanic have taken a different course? The iceberg itself is shrouded in mystery. Despite being a common hazard in the North Atlantic during the Titanic's maiden voyage, the ship's crew was seemingly unprepared for the encounter. Some reports suggest that the Titanic received iceberg warnings from other ships in the area, but it continued at high speed, opting for a more southerly route. The question arises, why did the Titanic maintain its course when it had knowledge of icebergs in the vicinity? Conspiracy theories have emerged, suggesting that the ship's owners, White Star Line, may have pressured the captain and crew to maintain the speed and ignore warnings to reach its destination ahead of schedule. The midnight confusion. Did a lack of binoculars lead to Titanic's tragic fate? The story of the missing binoculars has taken on a life of its own in Titanic lore. According to Harold Bride, the Titanic's junior wireless operator, a set of binoculars was originally available on board but went missing shortly before the voyage. It's alleged that Second Officer David Blair, who was reassigned to another ship before the Titanic's departure, took the key to the binocular cupboard with him, inadvertently locking them away. This absence of binoculars may have played a role in the Titanic's inability to spot the iceberg in time to avoid it. The disappearance of the binoculars is puzzling, and some conspiracy theories suggest foul play or deliberate sabotage. However, there is no concrete evidence to support these claims. Instead, it appears to be a case of unfortunate oversight and miscommunication. The Californian controversy. Could another ship have saved the Titanic? The role of the SS Californian in the Titanic disaster remains a subject of debate and mystery. The Californian was a nearby vessel that had come to a stop for the night due to ice in the area. It is alleged that the Californian's crew saw the Titanic's distress signals, including flares fired into the night sky, but failed to respond promptly. The controversy lies in whether the Californian could have reached the Titanic in time to save more lives. The captain of the Californian, Stanley Lord, maintained that he thought the distress signals were merely fireworks and did not act on them until it was too late. This lack of response has led to speculation about whether the Californian could have made a difference and saved more lives if it had come to the Titanic's aid. The mysterious submersible. Unearthing the wreck of the Titanic. For decades after the Titanic's sinking, the wreckage of the ship remained hidden beneath the icy depths of the North Atlantic. The ship was considered lost, and finding it seemed an insurmountable challenge. However, in 1985, a Franco-American expedition led by Dr. Robert Ballard and Jean-Louis Michel finally located the Titanic. The discovery of the Titanic's wreck opened a new chapter in the mystery surrounding the ship. As scientists and explorers began to study the wreckage, they uncovered important clues about the ship's final moments and the conditions in which it sank. The condition of the ship and the debris field also provided insight into the violence of the sinking. The breakup theory. Did the Titanic split in two before sinking? One of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Titanic's sinking is whether the ship broke apart before it plunged to the ocean floor. Eyewitness accounts from survivors vary, with some reporting that the ship split in two just before sinking, while others recall it sinking intact. In recent years, high-resolution sonar images of the Titanic's wreckage have provided evidence supporting the breakup theory. The images show a debris field with two distinct sections, suggesting that the ship did indeed break apart. However, the exact sequence of events leading to the breakup remains a subject of debate and investigation. The Phantom Ship. Tales of the Titanic's haunting. The Titanic disaster has given rise to numerous stories of hauntings and ghostly encounters associated with the ship. Many who survived the tragedy reported eerie experiences and premonitions leading up to the sinking. These stories have contributed to the enduring mystique surrounding the Titanic. Ghostly sightings, mysterious sounds, and unexplained phenomena have been reported by individuals who have visited the Titanic's wreck or artifacts salvaged from the ship. While these accounts are often attributed to the traumatic nature of the disaster, they add a layer of mysticism to the Titanic's legacy. The legacy of the Titanic mystery. Lessons from the depths. The Titanic disaster remains a source of fascination and intrigue for people around the world. It serves as a cautionary tale about human hubris, the consequences of overconfidence, and the unpredictable nature of nature itself. While many mysteries persist, the lessons learned from the tragedy continue to shape maritime safety and disaster preparedness. The Titanic's legacy endures not only through the stories of those who perished but also in the artifacts recovered from the ocean floor. Museums around the world display items from the ship, allowing future generations to connect with the past and reflect on the mysteries that surround the ill-fated voyage. In conclusion, the Titanic accident mystery is a complex. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.